Hey everyone, and welcome back to Physical Deals and Imports. Now we took a couple of weeks off because of the holidays, but now we should be back with a new episode every Friday looking at some of the best deals on physical media for the Nintendo Switch. Now when we're talking about the regular deals, unfortunately those will most likely be US based deals only, meaning that if you're in other regions of the world, I can't guarantee the availability of these games. However, when it comes to the import section, that will be available worldwide because we're pretty much going through Play Asia. Last thing before we get started, I'll be leaving links down below to all of these games. Now some of these links will be affiliate links, meaning that if you're looking at picking up these games, using those links would be greatly appreciated. However, at the same time, don't feel like you have to. The most important thing is that you get these great games. And don't forget, as you're watching the content, if you do like what you're seeing, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. Now the first game we're going to be taking a look at is Cris Tales, that is actually currently available for only $14.99. And although I'm showing you the Amazon page here, it's good to note that the game is also currently available at this price from GameStop. Now first of all, Cris Tales is actually a pretty recent release on the Nintendo Switch, and it's a game that is a love letter to classic JRPGs. Now combat here is turn-based, which is more of an old school tradition, but you know what? The visuals here and the gameplay style is just fantastic for anyone who's into that style of gameplay. Now there has been some issues mentioned over load times for this game, and I'm gonna say yes, those are present, but overall, when I looked at my total experience with the game, I still had tons of fun playing through Cris Tales, and picking it up right now at only $15 is quite an amazing pickup. And I would jump on this before stock runs out, because I'm not sure that in 6 months you'll still be able to easily pick up this game as cheap as this. Now the next great deal we're going to be taking a look at is on Darksiders 3, that is also currently available for only $14.99. And once again, it's available both from Amazon and GameStop. Now the Darksiders series as a whole is actually among one of my favorite 3D action-adventure game series currently available on any console. And we were waiting quite some time to get the third one on the Switch since it was the most technically advanced of the entries, and I think the port took a little bit of work. Now I do want to mention quickly that the Switch version does have some small technical issues, some weird load times, and also a few frame drops, but once again, overall, my experience was actually really good with this game. And only $15 for a 3D Zelda-like experience, although this time with more Souls-like combat, is a really good deal in my book, and another game I would definitely be picking up at this price. Now our next deal is probably my favorite of the whole video of today, and that is the Hotline Miami collection that is now 50% off, dropping the price to only $14.99, and this deal, however, is only currently available at GameStop. Now, if you've never played Hotline Miami, it is a top-down action shooter. Only thing here I'm going to be warning, it is very difficult. It is a very challenging game. So this isn't a casual game to be picked up if you're not going to put into the time to learning the mechanics. However, if fast-paced challenging action is your thing, then this collection at only $15 is a total steal, with both entries of the Hotline Miami series at this crazy low price. And if you're worried about length for these games, don't worry at all, because the number of variations available offers a ton of replayability. Next, we have another great deal with a game that is 50% off, dropping to only $14.99, and that is currently Terraria, that is once again available at GameStop. Now, many games have actually tried to reproduce the awesome formula that Minecraft set out. However, few have done it as successfully as Terraria, on top of it shifting the gameplay to a 2D type of gameplay. So if you want an open world sandbox style of game that can suck you in for hours on end, Terraria is another amazing pickup for this week, and getting it at only $15 is once again another great deal. Now, our last deal for today before we jump over to the imports is going to be the Megaman 0ZX Legacy Collection that is now 33% off, dropping it to only $19.99. And once again, this deal is currently only available at GameStop. Now, personally, I'm a huge fan of Megaman, so when they announced this collection that actually combines all 4 of the Megaman Zeros from the Game Boy Advanced, with on top of it the 2 Megamans from the DS era, it was an awesome deal, and even at full price, this collection is an amazing pickup. Now, the only warning I'm going to give here is it does shift around the classic Mega Man gameplay to almost a slightly Metroidvania type of approach, and I would say that the challenge level in these games is a little higher than your standard Mega Man. However, for a lot of people, it brought the series into a brand new direction that they actually enjoyed over the originals. And getting 6 games for only $20 is actually quite amazing value. And if you're a collector, and especially you're into retro 2D platformers, this is definitely one that I would want in my physical collection. Now next, we're moving over to our imports, and first thing I want to mention, do not worry, all of these games have English included on the cartridge. Meaning that if I'm suggesting to them here, and if you follow the links down below, your game will definitely have English included. And the first game that I would definitely take a long hard look at for importing as soon as possible would be Record of Lodoss War Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth that is currently available for $35.99 on PlayAsia. Now this is actually a game that I ordered for myself and I'm waiting for the physical edition to be added to my library, but it is basically a Metroidvania done very much along the lines of the classic Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And one of the main reasons I would say I would move on this game as soon as possible is that it is in very high demand currently on PlayAsia, and it is one of those games that I would definitely see going up in price over time. Now there is one thing, however, I do want to mention about this game is that the runtime of the game is about 5 or 6 hours for a completion. Some will find that for a Metroidvania that is a little bit on the short side. However, when you get a quality game, I had no problem dropping this amount of cash on a great experience. And now my second import deal for today will be Saga Frontier Remastered that is currently available on PlayAsia at a discount for $32.99. Now first of all, Saga Frontier is a totally beautiful remaster of the classic game from the PlayStation era. And if you're a fan of old school Square Enix JRPGs, then this is definitely one that you should be playing and picking up. But along the same lines as the previous game in the import section, this is one that I would jump on as soon as possible. Because once again, it is in very high demand, and if you look at the general course for all the Square Enix releases that haven't received a Western release, they have pretty much all gone up in price over time. So right now, picking this one up at $32.99, even though you have to wait for it to be imported from Asia, it is really a great deal in my book. So that is pretty much it for this week's edition of Physical Deals and Imports. Now I want to hear from all of you. What games are you going to be picking up for this week, and how are you liking this series? And don't forget on the way out that if you did like the content, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting the notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.